Hey, welcome back to today's episode of W2K14 Universe. Kicking things off with some tag team action.
On the way to the ring, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 250 pounds, Virgil!
Virgil! Wow! Well, there he is, everybody. It's Virgil, and he's looking for another new tag team partner. Obviously, his alliance with Ted DiBiase didn't go super well, but here tonight, I think he's found someone a bit more up to his speed, fit for him. I'm, of course, talking about... God, these loading times.
And his tag team partner, from Planet Funk, weighing 375 pounds, the Funkasaurus, Brodus. Play!
I'll tell you, I can't think of a better partner for Virgil than this man right here. One of NXT's biggest losers against one of Raw's former biggest losers. What a tag team combination. Well, here tonight they are set for tag team action. I promised you last week on NXT, which was actually about 7 weeks ago. We'll be seeing some new tag teams try to show their faces here on NXT. Obviously, the division needs more teams. It needs more teams desperately. And that is where great teams like these two and the opposing team here tonight, Wolfe, Kessler, and Jake the Snake Roberts, come in. You got a whole zoo as their tag team opponent. You got the Funkasaurus as well. What does that make Virgil? Is a punching bag an animal?
And their opponents first, from Indiana, Wolfe.
Well, the WWE Universe sure isn't shy about sharing their feelings about this superstar.
They sure aren't. Well, here he is, the big man, Wolfe. Say this every time he makes his entrance, and I'll say it once again today. Still trying to find his footing after losing his old tag team partner, Mr. Bryce Walker, who is definitely on to bigger and better things over on Monday nights. Can Wolfe follow in those footsteps? Can Wolfe become the next big thing? Well, I don't know. Gives everyone a chance to catch their breath, so I don't know. But we will find out. I think here tonight he's got a huge opportunity at hand. He gets to team with a living legend like Jake the Snake Roberts. This kind of goes against the original intention of Wolfe Kessler and his partner Bryce Walker. I don't know how Bryce feels about Wolfe moving on to this.
From Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing 249 pounds, Jake the Snake Roberts.
And we are hearing something from the superstar.
Jake the Snake Roberts, someone who had a little bit of a career resuscitation coming down here to NXT. As of late, that hasn't quite been as effective. Unfortunately, I feel like he's felt the wrath of Andre the Giant. And let this be a reminder that next week on NXT, there will not be an EYS match. Instead, there is going to be a major match. One superstar guaranteed to leave NXT. It's the final opportunity for Big E Langston to try and end the reign of Andre the Giant, to get that revenge. But just as much, it is Andre the Giant's final opportunity to try and stand up and prove that he is the better man between him and Big E Langston. He will not let that rivalry die, and management has stepped in and said it is going to end next week on NXT. The NXT Championship on the line. As I mentioned before, the winner will walk out NXT champion, but the loser will technically get a little bit of a promotion because they'll be heading off to either Raw or SmackDown. But then I do believe these are two people that have really proven themselves as the heart and soul of this era of NXT since it's made its debut. back at the beginning of this season. I feel like we've seen nothing but incredible things from Andre the Giant and Big E Langston, and I truly believe no matter who comes out the winner, that they will have, that the loser will also have a great future on either Raw or SmackDown. And it's not very often that you call someone heading to Raw or SmackDown a loser, but here we are.
Wild strike doesn't find a home.
I think that really sums up that rivalry so well. The fact that, like, it doesn't matter who comes out on top, the other one is still benefiting from it. But every time those two have faced off for the NXT Championship, Big E Langston has come up short. He's the only man to have gotten multiple opportunities at the NXT Championship since the beginning of the reign of Andre the Giant. And, one question in a lot of people's minds is obviously this is going to be an exchange, so whoever ends up losing, they're going to be exchanged between NXT and whatever brand they go to. Who is going to be coming down to NXT? Without an EYS, someone is just getting a straight up demotion. Kicked his knee right out from behind him there. Brodus outside the ring, and Virgil and Wolfe, of course, they had a friendly little handshake a few weeks back after Wolfe picked up a, I was about to say important victory, but I mean, I think the thing about NXT is every victory is an important victory, to be honest. Look no further than our next match here tonight. Ric Flair set the face off against Tensai. Tensai, someone who recently felt the wrath of Andre the Giant for the NXT Championship, like many before him have. I tell you, it doesn't matter if it's Big E Langston or 30 other guys. I don't think we're getting a championship reign quite as insane as Andre the Giant's again anytime soon. That thing has been historic. I think he's really been exactly what a championship reign, the very first championship reign, should be. That guy has been untouchable, and honestly, I would go as far as to say remarkable. Today's remarkable match is tomorrow's Virgil match.
Each of these competitors is looking for the
Put that on a shot.
weakness in the other.
Side suplex by Virgil to Wolfe. Of course, Hell in a Cell looming ever closer. You know, what I find really interesting about the loser of the Andre the Giant and Big E Langston NXT Championship match next week is, well, they're officially off of NXT next Wednesday. And next Wednesday will be just 4 days before Hell in a Cell. Will we see them immediately make an impact on their new brand? Well, I don't know.
We got a tag.
There you see it. In comes Wolfe.
Once again, thank you for
Tie up
tuning in
and
for NXT.
huge headbutt there. Wolfe, ever so vicious on his good buddy and lover Virgil. Fuck money. Coming up next, we've got, of course, Ric Flair versus Tensai. But what's more important, and perhaps indicative of the future of NXT in some ways, is our main event tonight. The brand new two-time NXT Tag Team Champions, the Primetime Players, will be in tag team action in our main event alongside the man who may leave NXT next week, Big E Langston, as they face off against all three members of the Nexus. This comes off the back of Big E being in the corner of the Primetime Players last week to help even the odds with Otunga out there. And I'm hearing more and more about how the fuse is getting pretty short in the Nexus. Something has got to change after they lost the NXT Tag Team Championships last week. Are we perhaps seeing the second ending of the Nexus? Technically the third. I mean, there was the new Nexus, but we don't really talk about the new Nexus. David Otunga is the only member to have been in every iteration of the Nexus. Does that make him the backbone of the Nexus? Does that make David Otunga the face of that generation? Are they even a generation? No, they're just a group. Generation. We haven't got a generation yet. We're only 4 seasons into this. Let's say 4 years, but we're technically not. Because that would require us to be past November 2013. Right now it is October 2012, because I suck at being consistent.
I just can't get over the physicality of this match. This has been brutal.
That it has. Boy, I'm surprised this one's gone on as long as it has, but, you know, these guys all have something to prove. Obviously, the NXT Tag Team Championship could very well need some new contenders soon.
And he gets back in.
I think Gabriel and Barrett are inevitably due another opportunity down the line. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people would like to see that one put to rest, but as it currently stands, they are actually due a rematch, as they did successfully defend those Tag Team Championships at least once.
Oh, no. His focus is turned to the announce table.
I wonder if we'll see a third reign for the Nexus. Honestly, I'll be interested to see if they can hold it together in tonight's main event.
Oh, there it is. Collar and elbow battling for control. Broken up, and that could have been bad.
Take the snake into the cover, and it's not over. Come on, guys. We got a big night ahead of us. 6-man tag.
The referee getting involved now.
Can't hog the spotlight for too long. And goes Jake Roberts. Funkasaurus chant here in NXT. Cannot believe my ears. Brodus Clay, down goes Wolfe. Uh-oh, this could be it. Here comes Big John Studd, tag team partner of Sergeant Slaughter, as he breaks up the pin. Well, actually, I was gonna say, to be fair, yes, there was that short period of time where Studd and Roberts had a little bit of an alignment going. There was rumors of Studd leaving Slaughter behind. Perhaps there's some truth to those.
He's in a world of trouble. Much more of this, and I doubt he'll be able to continue.
Two colliding face to face, and Bulldog from Brodus Clay takes down Jake Roberts.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
Slightest hint. Brodus Clay now. Shiwa.
These athletes seem to have tried everything in their playbook. Oh, there's more in their arsenal. I promise you that. I don't know what it is, but they'll find it.
I cannot believe this match is still going. Cover attempt here on Jake Roberts and another kick out. Well, this is an important match, I suppose. This is potentially indicative of the future of the tag division of NXT.
And there's that modified judo throw, the STO. Can he count?
Oh my. And just a 1 count on Virgil there.
Oh, a monstrous shot.
I heard a big crash there. I think Studd, what are you doing? Big John Studd getting very involved on behalf of Jake Roberts, and Wolfe might want to watch his back. I think he might be getting replaced mid-match.
What fantastic extension on that leg drop.
Sure.
I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far. It's been so physical.
I'll tell you, Studd and Slaughter might need to stay together, though. We can't afford to lose any teams here in NXT. We've only got 3. This brings it up to 5 if these two remain a team after tonight. Humongous choke slam. Brodus Clay thrown into the ring by Stud. An interesting choice. Cover attempt here. Is this one over? And yes, it is. Virgil pinned by Wolfe Kessler for the second time in his short NXT career. And it looks like, I don't know what you'd call this pairing. You hear that cut out there? That's because he yelled out, "Fucking Wolf!" Well, there you have it. Wolfe and Jake Roberts. The deadliest predators. No, God, no. I don't know what to call this pairing, but they are victorious as we move on to our next match. It is Ric Flair one-on-one with Tensai. This ought to be interesting.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 232 pounds, Ric Flair.
Well, I know what you're thinking. It's always great to see a shining young face here on NXT, and who better than Ric Flair, am I right? $25 for an energy drink. Well, you get 6, but still. $25. It's almost $4 per drink. Or is that more? Or might be no. What the fuck did I get that from? Or is that right? No. yeah, it's almost that's just over $4 per one. Woo, am I right? Woo indeed. Ric Flair, everybody. He's a guy. And here tonight, you gotta ask yourself, have you got the guy?
And approaching the ring, weighing 360 pounds, Tensai.
Well, Tensai may have been absolutely dominated by Andre the Giant, but you know what? So have many others. There is no shame in that, and it looks like Tensai's demeanor has not been shaken at all from his loss to Andre the Giant. Will this freak of nature, make an example out of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, here tonight, former Raw superstar? Tensai, a great European champion in the past. This is a big one. It just dawned on me that it must have been like some kind of like signal when they were mocapping to like sway around a little when they were done mocapping entrances, because loads of entrances in this game finish with them standing in the ring and just kind of swaying left and right. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. That's just something I noticed. Well, I hope you guys are excited for Halloween coming up in a few weeks here in October 2012. Some of you will be turning 3 this year. Some of you will be turning 40 this year. I will be turning 18. I hope you like my brand new YouTube channel. Actually, to be fair, I was doing it for 2 years at this point. Well, my still fairly new YouTube channel. I still had a life in my voice. I still had a lot of gusto. No, those old videos were pretty cringe, actually. Oh god, October 2012. I was doing my original Universe series. Oh. I'd have been getting ready to move to 13 in October of 2012. I remember when I used to book my universe like Tony Khan books AEW. I'd just pick up whoever I found on Community Creations, be a new guy every week, get a push, disappear, bloat the roster with just loads of custom guys. I do remember not using a lot of the in-game people, though, to be fair. I remember that. It was kind of a 50-50 deal. A lot of, like, the legends and stuff, so I just didn't touch. I mean, to be fair, I didn't know anything about a lot of them at the time. I do now. I've been a lot more educated now. You know, I've seen all of the network available stuff for WWF up to just past the Royal Rumble 95 now, and you know, I know a little more, and you know, I don't just like Macho Man because I think he's cool now. Rick, what the fuck? Rick! What kind of excuse to get out of a match with Tensai is this? Ric Flair has lost his damn mind. Tensai, stop. Yeah, that's right. Set this guy straight. That should be a disqualification. But you know what? I think he should have to face the punishment of being beaten up by Tensai some more. Also, that Tensai and Naomi sign, I don't know who this Naomi fan is, but she really likes to self-insert herself in relationships with Tensai. So
these are great competitors.
That's, I mean, I get it. Look at him. I get it. Do you guys get it? I get it. Look at this man. Belly to belly. Of course, I spoke about Tensai's history as a European champion. I think maybe some people forget that. I believe that's how Tensai started this year, as a matter of fact. Very end of season 3. I believe he was European champion. Held that title for a little while. I think he lost that championship to Daniel Bryan? Did Daniel Bryan ever win the European Championship? Choke bomb by Tensai to Ric Flair, and here's a cover. Is it over? Almost. I'd say one big move, one big claw missed away. And speaking of the devil, missed claw, not claw missed. The mist. Ric Flair just about saved his own damn life with that one. What's he gonna do here? A suplex by the Nature Boy Woo. Nature Boy Woo.
These guys are giving it absolutely everything they've got.
Now Ric Flair. I wouldn't dance around too much right now.
He's really squeezing tight on that figure 4.
Submission hold applied here. There ain't no way. There ain't no way that move doesn't win matches.
Caught the leg. Wow.
Wow.
A sharp elbow drop. Nicely countered there by Tensai. Reversal from Nate.
I tell you, Ric Flair has found a second wind here. He's no stranger to beating big guys. Can't forget about his early run here in NXT where he defeated King Kong Bundy. Ric Flair with that big knee drop, and although that maybe won't get the job done, forcing your opponent to kick out is a good way to wear them down a little bit more, and there's a shoulder tackle by Tensai. Flair dumping down his back and forth between these two some more. Submission hold applied here. No, it's not. That's a collar and elbow tie-up. There was no submission at all. What am I saying? Autopilot Jitch coming out strong here. Cover attempt by Tensai. Is this the end of Ric Flair? No. I can. I'm already over it, I'm gonna be honest. Now, I'm really looking forward to that match next week between Big E Langston and Andre the Giant. The final chapter in their story. It will be the departure of one of those two from NXT. It will be the final time the NXT Championship is put on the line between those two. It could be the end of Andre the Giant's historic NXT Championship reign. And more than that, it will be another thing I forgot to mention when I talked about this earlier. It'll be the first time here on NXT that we have had an Extreme Rules match, I believe. Don't correct me on that. I believe it will be the first time we've had an Extreme Rules match here in NXT. Laying all on the line. They've had a steel cage match. They were in the tournament finals to determine the first champion. And after Andre the Giant put Big E Langston through that table back on one of the near final episodes of Superstars, or was that the final episode? I think that was the final episode of Superstars. Big E Langston has been sat stewing on that, and now finally he's going to get that opportunity to maybe put Andre through a table. Okay, I'm back. Gotta love it. Roll up attempt here. Let this be the end. Let it be. No. My goodness, he's agile. Cover attempt by Tensai. No. Oh wow, we didn't actually get the third one. I know they like doing the full sequence normally. Oh. And a leaping elbow. Holy moly.
These athletes seem to have
Tensai.
everything in their playbook. Oh, there's more in their arsenal. I promise you that. I don't.
Ooh.
Good night.
Tensai now once again with a choke bomb. The Ric Flair. That's gotta be it. That's got to be it. I would say Ric Flair is as done can be. It's over. Tensai picking up the victory. Showing us why he is still a hot commodity here on NXT. You got the guy? Uh-oh. Well, I guess Ric Flair has suffered one too many losses. Decided to take this one a little personally, and maybe this isn't the last time we've seen these two face off. As we move on to our main event, 6-man tag team action up next. It's our big main event, the Nexus, against the Primetime Players and Big E Langston.
The following 6-man contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, Wade Barrett, Justin Gabriel, and David Otunga, the Nexus.
Well, they came here off the back of a huge loss to the Shield in a classic EYS confrontation. Since then, David Otunga and Justin Gabriel became the first ever NXT Tag Team Champions. And then, later on, Wade Barrett and Justin Gabriel became NXT Tag Team Champions as Barrett stood in place of Otunga, calling Otunga a disappointment. They have managed to stick together and work through their issues so far, but you kind of wonder how long. It feels like this group is kind of a ticking time bomb right now. Just talk about how something needs to change with the Nexus after the shortcomings that happened last week. David Otunga, of course, not helping them retain their tag team titles. Technically not his fault. He wasn't in the match. It wasn't his responsibility in the first place. But also on top of that, Big E Langston was out there to neutralize things, which they hadn't taken into account the possibility of. I mean, I don't know why they would expect that.
And approaching the ring at a total combined weight of 509 pounds, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, the Primetime Players.
Well, I really like the Primetime Players. Unlike the Nexus, I gotta say, I feel like these guys really represent what NXT should be about. It's about the newcomers. It's about the new guys, you know, the new kids on the block, and that is exactly what these two are. Darren Young and Titus O'Neil made their debut here on NXT as opposed to the Nexus that were brought down to NXT from Monday nights. And I feel like they had a pretty huge victory when they first won those tag team titles. Obviously, Wade Barrett stepping in was something they hadn't accounted for. He definitely is a harder hitter than David Otunga, especially debuting that bull hammer. But they've found a counteract to it, and I feel like they've got a good ally here in Big E Langston.
From Tampa, Florida, weighing 302 pounds, Big E Langston.
Could this be the end of Big E Langston on NXT, though? This might be his second to last match here on NXT. Or is it his second to last match here on NXT before becoming NXT champion? I do wonder if Big E Langston will finally be able to fulfill his story. It's been a long one, you know, ever since the very beginning of this new era of NXT that started in this season. You know, back from episode 2, when this debuted, I believe it was, all the way up to now episode, this is like 106 or something. Big E Langston has always been on pursuit of the NXT Championship. That one goal has remained the same. Big E actually said himself he didn't feel right about the idea of leaving NXT behind, but he couldn't get the job done against Andre. It was only Andre that poked the bear and set up this third and final confrontation. Looks like we've got a little bit of solidarity going on between the Nexus so far to start things off. It's refreshing to see after their shortcomings. David Otunga hitting a big high five to Wade Barrett, and there's a winds of change straight away from the leader of the Nexus. This could be a humongous victory to finish this off so quickly, and unfortunately for the Nexus that is not going to be happening either. Yeah, that is always a good question. Jawbreaker there by Titus O'Neil, and a sit out. Oh boy, whilst it may not look like it, I'll tell you now, the input lag is intense because there are 6 people in this match.
And he gets back in the ring. Once again, thank you for tuning in for NXT.
And a belly to belly. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa! Well, perhaps he's been called the weak link one too many times. And it looks like David Otunga has had enough. Well, Titus looks as confused as I am. I mean, hey, there's been a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of talk. You know, I remember back when they won the tag team championship, there was accusations that Justin Gabriel was pushed to stay in the tag team because he was the highest ranked contender for the NXT championship, and after Fandango kind of proved that Andre's weakness was a more fast-paced style, the Nexus Wade Barrett was afraid of the idea that Justin Gabriel would outshine him and become NXT champion. Whether or not that is true, I don't know, but Gabriel is still standing by the leader of the Nexus, Wade Barrett, right now.
You know, I'm a big fan of NXT.
And despite Otunga walking out, it seems like these two are having a can-do attitude about carrying on with this match, making this 2-on-3. And that's actually quite admirable. I mean, you know, take a look at what you're dealing with here. You've got the #1 contender for the NXT Championship and the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Oh. Wade Barrett, the look of shock on his face as David Otunga walked away from this match. It looked like Barrett tried to gut Darren Young on the steps there. But Justin Gabriel is the legal man here. I mean, I must admit, David Otunga has definitely had his shortcomings, but I didn't expect it. I didn't truthfully think he was going to walk out on the Nexus, especially so early into this match. He didn't really give it any time. Didn't think it over or anything. He just jumped in there and, well, he just kind of said goodbye to these guys. Set them up for failure, I feel. Justin Gabriel now, crossbody off the ropes, very impressive performer. Now I do want to remind you that whilst David Otunga, I think, has dropped out of the top 10 in contention for the NXT Championship, Justin Gabriel is #2 and Wade Barrett is #3. They are right behind Big E Langston as it currently stands. And look at this double team here by the Nexus, despicable. But it's exactly what you can expect from the Nexus. Submission hold applied on Darren Young, and Young is in a tough spot right now as the Nexus have got him firmly in their corner. Oh, there's that forearm. And oh boy, here comes the big man, Big E Langston. Yeah, he's thinking right now. Give him a minute. He's just thinking things over. Justin Gabriel scooped up on the shoulder of Big E Langston. Wade Barrett watches on. Doesn't exactly seem to be in a hurry to help Justin Gabriel either. And almost that was the end there. Is there perhaps more friction between the Nexus? Barrett now demanding a tag in after Justin Gabriel hits whatever the hell that is he does, his apparent finishing move, and Barrett seriously just tried to steal the glory of pinning the #1 contender off the back of Gabriel's move. There is some real tension brewing amongst the Nexus. I was just saying earlier on, we really can't afford to lose any tag teams here on NXT, but unfortunately, I think the Nexus are about to implode by the looks of things. A huge shoulder there, and now Wade Barrett really coming off the back of Justin Gabriel's big move to Big E Langston. This doesn't really feel very earned on the behalf of Wade Barrett, but he wants to make an example out of the #1 contender. Perhaps he realizes these guys aren't getting another opportunity at the tag team titles at this rate. But he could be in the ring with the next NXT champion. Barrett really not holding anything back. Big E taking a beating here. Strikes down in the chest. Big E Langston with those right hands. Imagine if the Nexus beat these guys without David Otunga, though. Think about what that means for these guys to accomplish that tonight if they could. I mean, for Otunga to walk out on these guys and them to still win, that would prove that they did not need Otunga all along. And I've noticed ever since Big E Langston became the legal man and Gabriel kind of dazed him, Barrett has not shared the spotlight once here. Big E Langston really taking a beating from Barrett right now. Wins a change. And Barrett winding up for the bull hammer. And there it is. Is that lights out for Big E Langston? Justin Gabriel taking care of the primetime players. This would be a huge loss for Big E when he really can't afford it, and he's able to kick out of a move that very, very few have kicked out of since its debut. A bullhammer has been a move to be feared, and it did not faze Big E Langston. Now going in for a submission hold of his own, Wade Barrett. And Darren Young coming to the aid of his very broken down partner at this point. Wade Barrett has really done a number on Big E Langston. I don't know what happened to Justin Gabriel. There he is. Cover attempt here. Not enough. I can't help but notice a moment ago when it looked like Gabriel was down and out, Wade Barrett had no real concern about getting in that ring. And now he does. Wade Barrett trying to steal the spotlight from Justin Gabriel with a top rope move of his own. That did not work out so smoothly.
I can't believe everything that's transpired this far. It's been so physical.
Some things I think Barrett may need to accept he can't do. Justin Gabriel is in control of Big E Langston right now. And another tag made. Big E really got to tag in one of the members of the primetime players because this is a lot more damage than I think he needs to sustain. Preparing for a match with Andre the Giant, the undefeated NXT champion. Tag made with Titus O'Neil. Heading off the ropes here. Great teamwork from the two big men on this side of the team. Submission hold applied by Titus O'Neil, dead center of the ring. And Gabriel looking to break things up. It seems like more than Barrett was willing to do a second ago for Gabriel. Titus sending him off the ropes. And I mean, that's, you know, that's kind of a clash of the Titans. Tag made to Darren Young. Just the no days off. As he goes straight in for the cover. Darren Young, Northern Lights perfectly bridged into a cover, and Wade Barrett just about manages to kick out on his own accord. And it looks to me like Wade Barrett is a little outnumbered right now. As in comes E Langston. Barrett has taken a beating. Ooh, big boot across the face. Cover attempt here by E Langston on Wade Barrett and a kick out. And now Big E scooping up Wade Barrett and calling for the big ending. Titus O'Neil into the ring, only one guy to keep at bay, and that's Justin Gabriel. Darren Young, the perfect backup here, and Barrett kicked out! My God! This match continues. I really thought this one was over there. And Barrett desperately crawling over for the tag to Justin Gabriel. And he blew it. No surprise there. Justin Gabriel and Darren Young now tying up. And Darren going straight for Wade Barrett. Now this match is really broken down. Justin sucks chant coming throughout NXT's arena. Whilst he's in the middle of a Boston crab, no less. That's got to really demotivate you. It's been so physical, yeah. I know. You've said once before. And it almost seems to me like Wade Barrett has no interest in stepping in the ring unless it's against the #1 contender, E Langston. Darren Young going in for a cover there, and only a 1 count. Submission hold applied. This is season 4, so this could very well be the end. And it is. Wade Barrett doing nothing about it. And Darren Young defeats Justin Gabriel once again. I think the Nexus may be over.
Here are your winners, Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, and Big E Langston.
I love a good tag team match.
This was a very eventful main event. From David Otunga walking out to Barrett seemingly having an ulterior motive throughout this match. The Nexus have been thwarted by these guys, and you can't help but wonder if Big E Langston will walk out the NXT champion in our huge main event next week, or if we'll be saying goodbye to this man here on NXT next week. Thank you all for watching this week's episode, and I'll see you for a massive episode of NXT next week.